Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Caramel Sunday's Sandbar. Full disclosure, you guys, I am one of the 5 brand ambassadors. However, I've been pretty vocal about saying that that program basically, there's no affiliate codes, there's no commission to be made, there's no PR that's ever really sent out. This just essentially means that I was able to get early access to purchasing this candle at a little bit of a discount. So I have actually had this candle in my collection now for, I want to say, almost 3 weeks, two to 3 weeks here. I would say, probably about 2 to 3 weeks. And this is a fragrance that is actually going to be returning for Caramel Sunday's final summer restock. Can you guys believe we're already at that point of the year? So this candle will be available in this 2-wick format that you are looking at right in front of you on May 24th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is when Caramel Sundays is going to have their final summer restock. And so if you are not signed up to get those early access text alerts, make sure you go ahead and do that. But I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys because I had given you kind of some initial post-burn thoughts. You guys have my cold sniff impressions. But since this one is returning to the lineup, I thought you guys might want a more in-depth review. So like I said, this is one of their 2-wick vessels. This is about 18 ounces of 100% soy wax. Caramel Sundays pride themselves in using non-toxic ingredients in their candles. This does retail for $31.99. That does include the cost of shipping. So fragrance notes on Sandbar are listed as top notes of mango and strawberry, mid notes of coconut milk and sweet musk, base notes of ripe melon and peaches. So, you guys know, I have always said I consider myself to be a little bit of a mango hater, particularly when you mix mango with peach notes. My nose oftentimes interprets that as a little bit too acidic, a little bit like cat urine. But I am very happy to report that that is not what my nose picks up with this fragrance. Now, is this a more, would I classify this as somebody who would say that this is more of like a sharp, tropical, fruity type of candle? Yes, I would. Now, the note that I feel like kind of tamps down the normal, I would say, like acidity or sharpness that I get from a mango candle is, I believe, that those mid notes of coconut milk and maybe even some of the strawberry and the ripe melon. I do feel like those are serving to kind of tone this down from, say, like I said, what my nose normally interprets as being a little bit too acidic, a little bit too tart, a little bit too sweet for me. This is done very, very well. Now, I will say, some other people, I've seen some other people describe this fragrance as having a creaminess to it. My nose doesn't really detect anything creamy to it. For my nose, this is still a very fruity, tropical drink type of fragrance. So if you're somebody who likes scents like that, if you tend to like mango, I also think that this mango is done very, very well. It's sometimes, like I said, mango notes with some other brands can lean a little bit too artificial for me. Whereas I feel like this one leans slightly artificial, but again, not anything where I'm like, oh, that smells super, super synthetic. I actually really like this fragrance. I did not get more in as a backup during the April restock. The only reason being, you guys, you all know with my channel, I tend to prioritize purchasing new candles to review for a lot of you guys. So I have to be pretty, I would say pretty aware and pretty cognizant of candles that I buy backups of. That way, one, I'm not blowing all of my budget on backups. And two, I get easily overwhelmed with that. So this is a fragrance that I definitely am enjoying for this summer. It pairs really nicely with a lot of other candles currently in my collection. This morning, I have been burning it with Kringle Candles Sea Breeze. And oh my goodness, you guys, that is a fantastic tropical vibe going on. I have Sea Breeze, I have this one going, and then I have another candle from Kringle that I'll be doing a review on this week for you guys going. And it feels like I'm ready to go on my Caribbean vacation, which I'm actually planning to do at the end of the month of May. So I'm gearing myself up mentally for that with these fragrances. But what I was going to say is that I'm going to enjoy this one for this summer, but I don't feel like I need backups of it right now. However, if I was not a reviewer, if I was not having to prioritize um, purchasing new candles, I'm not having to, you guys, it's my own choice, right? That's the choice I've made with my channel. I would repurchase this fragrance. That is how much I do like it. So I do like that to be put out there. I am surprised by how much I like this one. This was actually in my top 3 fragrances that I recommended in the April restock. If you happen to have purchased Key West Coconut in the April restock, that one will also pair really nicely with this fragrance because, again, that's like a very like neutral coconut type of scent. But this one, you guys, really, really enjoying the fragrance. Again, if you're somebody who has traditionally been like, I don't really love mango, you might be surprised by this one. But also, I would say that if you happen to think to yourself, like, yeah, mango and I normally just, I don't know, I kind of feel like you definitely smell mango in here. So if you're somebody who just outright does not like mango any way that it's done, you're probably going to want to save your money on that because the mango note is pretty forward. The other thing that I will say about this fragrance, as we're going into talking about the performance of this, is that I do tend to notice that the sweetness factor of the mango gets stronger the longer that this candle is burning. So I feel like that's kind of a good segue right now into strength and throw on this one. I would say this candle for me, now remember you guys, I do burn my candles in hurricanes. In the open concept area of my home, this gets to be about an 8, 8.5, particularly when I have let this candle burn for quite some time and I get a really deep wax pool. This candle right now has been burning for me for about, oh gosh, about 3.5 hours now at the time that I am doing this review. And for me, you guys, I pretty much max out this fragrance after about 4 hours. I feel like after 4 hours, it does start to get a little bit too sweet. I do start to crave something a little bit different. But the performance on this is quite good for me in a hurricane. I think if you're in a closed concept space, this is definitely going to fill a lot of the rooms. Be aware it might get a little bit strong. But again, you guys, it's not so strong that it's headache inducing. I'm not finding it to be necessarily cloying, but I will say that after about 4 hours, I am kind of like over the fragrance and I'm wanting something new. And I will also say that I think what helps, like I said, kind of balance it out a little bit more is that coconut milk in the middle. And also, if I pair this, because you guys know I tend to burn more than one fragrance at a time in my home, if I pair this with another more kind of like neutral, softer coconut scent, I feel like it makes this one a little bit more, I don't want to say more enjoyable to me because it's enjoyable on its own, but you guys know how I am. I like to smell fragrances. I move throughout my home and I just feel like it don't my caution would be try not to pair this like in the next room with another super strong fruity type of scent unless you really really love those kinds of scents. Then do what you want, right? I would say do what you want anyways, but it's your home. But for me personally, I find that I like to move into a different room, something that smells a little bit more neutral. So overall, you guys, this one does get 2 thumbs up from me for the May restock. If you are interested in this one, if you missed out on it last time, I would definitely recommend picking it up. Another fragrance that this is very similar to, if you shop from other small businesses, if you picked up the, what was it, the mango coconut cashmere, I think, from Gift Gala, it's a very similar scent. I would say they are very, very similar to each other. So if you like that one and you want more mango in your life, then you will probably want to purchase this candle. So overall, you guys, 2 thumbs up. Really enjoying this fragrance for what it is. It's giving me all of the tropical beach vacation vibes. If that is your vibe, then I think you're definitely going to want to get your hands on it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you purchased this one during the April restock, what you think of it. Always curious to hear what all of your thoughts are, and are you excited for the May restock? Just when I thought my wallet was safe because I thought, oh good, they're just going to be bringing back a bunch of scents that I'm familiar with. Oh no, they're bringing a lot of fun, new or returning summer scents. Some of them I'm not familiar with, so you guys better believe I'm already building my list for what I want to purchase during or for the May restock. And they are also kind of throwing in a fall candle in there as well. So anyways, you guys, please hit thumbs up if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.